Good morning, guys. I'm here with a morning blog as promised literally a few minutes ago. That's when I posted a thing on a Friendster. A status update, whatever you want to call it. I'm so disappointed because I saw this thing that literally launched yesterday. And it's basically a power bank, but there's more to it than that. It's kind of hard to explain really what it is. So I put a link in the top pin comment or whatever. You can check it out for yourself, but it's from a company called Flint Charge. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to getting one for my phone. Excuse me. But it turns out my phone, obviously because it doesn't have wireless charging capabilities, it would not be compatible with it. So that kind of sucks. But oh well, what can you do? It's a shame. It really is. Such a shame. But no, I'm up. I'm finally up and out of bed. Got the gas fire going, so trying to keep the place warm. And Pedro, he's just walking around, doing what he does. Nothing of interest. And I'm hoping, by the way, my goal in the next maybe 2 to 3 months is hopefully to get a new laptop. Because the laptop I've got, I mean, it's about 5 years old now, I think. I think I got it in 2016, maybe. And it still works and everything, but I'm just, it doesn't have as much storage as I'd like, even though I have got an external storage drive thing. But I just want something that's got a bit more oomph to it, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And because my partner, he works in a place that has like electrical goods there and all sorts of other things, he said for me to wait until the end of March time, because he said there's going to be more laptops that are like up to date and everything and better quality type thing. So yeah, I'll see what happens when it gets to that point, I guess. The only thing I really want at the moment is for my hair to be cut, because I really do hate the length of it. I know I keep on about it, but it's true. I would tie it up, but I mean, it's not really the weather for that, in my opinion. It's still pretty cold out. As my partner left for work, he said, that it's warm outside. I was like, really? I don't think so. It doesn't feel like it's warm in here, even though it's warming up gradually. So I've got the gas fire on. And oh my god, I watched a show that I hadn't seen for quite a while, and I really wish it would be available to buy like digitally, like on either YouTube or iTunes, that sort of thing. It would be great if they could bring it out to buy, or at least on DVD, something. It's a show called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, and I think it had two different hosts. I can't remember the name of the first host, but he was around until season 1 or 2, I think. And then Jonathan Frakes, he took charge of 3 and 4. I think that's how it goes. I might have got that wrong. But yeah, Jonathan Frakes, I think he was a much better host. That I'm more familiar with him, obviously, from Star Trek and all that. So, and he was a great host. He's very charismatic and kind of funny with all his puns and all that. But I never realised how scary some of the stories were. Absolutely terrifying. Even though the one I watched yesterday was about this woman who went to like a writer's retreat in like a cabin near some woods, and everything seemed relatively normal. But then it turned out that she had actually been killed in a because she kept hearing like kids' voices and stuff like that, and it sounded like they was just playing around, but she couldn't see them, and she was like, that's weird. And then it got to a point where she could see them a few days later, and they were like, it's time, come and play with us. And she was like, what do you mean? And she looked at this newspaper that was on the cabin porch, and it literally had a picture of her saying woman dies in car accident, and she was like, I mean, imagine how trippy that would be if you realised that you found out then and there you were dead. I mean, Jesus. It's quite scary really when you think about it. And yeah, she went off with the kids, went off, I'm guessing, into the afterlife or whatever you want to call it, and that was it. So yeah. I mean, there's tons of things on that show that, I mean, some of the one, I mean, the most one that sticks out to me that I wasn't sure what to think about really, but I might as well just spoil it for you. It turned out to be true, and it threw me for a loop, and I was like, wow. And it was, I can't remember what season it was in, but the title of the story is called The Flower Jury. It's basically about this guy who murders his uncle. His uncle gets murdered, and he owns this, like, I think, florist place, like, full of flowers and everything. And they, like, the police obviously investigate and look up all these different suspects, like humans, like who, did it. And they hooked up one of the plants that belonged to the uncle to this machine to see how it would react, like if the needles would go nuts. And it did when they showed when the nephew came along, and it went crazy. And yeah, it turns out that plants and that, they can literally have like human emotion, as it were. I mean, they can react, they can witness like literal crimes being committed, type thing. And it makes sense. I mean, they're living things, so there's nothing really weird about that. But the fact that it was true, and I was like, wow, that's pretty incredible when you think about it. Well, I think it is anyway. And I will put a link to the playlist that I found of all the seasons of the show if you want to check it out for yourself. I'll put them in the top pinned comment, and you can check it out. But yeah, it would be great. As I said, it would be great if they could make it like at least on DVD something, in order for people to be able to purchase it. But sadly, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it will happen. It's a shame. Because their shows, I mean, at least they're on YouTube. That's the main thing. And they really do make you think, especially the ones that turn out to be fact, and you think, wow, because you really don't expect it to be. And it really, like, slaps you across the face with the word fact. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Been talking on here long enough, and you're probably bored to death of me. But yeah. Thank you for watching. Speak soon. Bye.